And here we are. Okay, so for a minute there, I wasn't sure my little starter image was going to show up. So I'm glad it did. Hi, everybody, or at least homebody, you're here. So welcome to another episode of the Saturday Six, and the live stream in which I talk about good things that have happened in my own life, as well as anywhere else that I can find them. So, yeah. Okay, great. That's exactly okay. Because I was like, wait, nope, I can't go live because I have to put the title card on. So I remembered the title card at like the last second, and then I wanted to show it for at least a little bit. And all right, well, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. So, one of the things from this week was that this week was my birthday. My birthday was this week. It was this past Sunday. So scroll. Here we go. My birthday. Oh wait. I'm scrolling and there I can kind of see both. Why won't we move over? Maybe if I do this. Will that work? That makes it worse. Why won't it show the thing? It looks better. I think the Saturday 6 is centered, and so this one's not centered, and so it looks kind of funky. Hang on. Got the hang of this here. Hello, there's my cursor. Is that better? Slightly better, slightly not. But if we move it this way, I can't move it side to side. Why won't you let me move you side to side? Man, every single time. It just doesn't last for 2 weeks. Okay. I'm not happy with that. So I'm going to mess with it over here in... Nope, doesn't do that. I want to hold down the Option key, I think. Is that it? Yeah. Alt. Nope, not that. Guys, you get to see me have fun with this. And by fun, I mean, I'm not swearing. I don't want to zoom out. I want to move it over so that I can see the number 1 there. It's bothering me that I can't see the 1. Oh, that moves that. Why do they both move? I'm holding the Alt key and it's moving it, not the way I want it to. All right, now what happens if I do this? There. Wait, you guys. This might be it. I have to move them one at a time for whatever reason. I can't just move it over. I have a certain way that I want it to look, okay? I'm not really OCD. I number them. I have 6 things. Gotta see the numbers. I mean, would you, seriously? I guess maybe I should be flattered that you just all believe me that I was at the 6. But on the other hand, I'm not entirely certain that I could keep track with that. If I couldn't see the number on OBS, that would be very confusing for me. So yes, it's very particular. I don't have OCD. I don't have confidence in my ability to remember things. So there, that's me being honest. So I'm actually wearing, these were a birthday present from my mother several years ago, but this year we went to McDonald's for breakfast. That was my birthday present. Because we're hoping to go to Disney World at some point. Maybe this summer? I don't know, you guys. So yeah, I'm now 44. 44. Is that old? I don't know. It doesn't feel old. But yeah, when I think about it, I'm like about 10 years younger than the Golden Girls. So I've got a decade. I've got a decade until I'm golden. It seems really weird. I like watching the show, but I don't feel like I, am there yet. Maybe in 10 years I'll have like the gray hair and I'll cut it short so that I fit in more there. Golly. Okay, so homebody, let me tell you, 44 isn't old. Well, thank you, I guess. I haven't really thought about, what it means to be old. Like, what is old anyway? Not just how many years is old, but like, what does it mean to be? I mean, because, you talk about your body not being able to do what it used to. Well, let me tell you, I have, it has less to do with age and more, although maybe the broken ankle wouldn't have been as much of a big deal if I'd been younger. IDK. I haven't broken a bone before, so don't know. Anyway, I feel like, my mobility is significantly reduced from what it was a year ago, but that's because I broke my ankle back in November. And it is still not fully recovered. I'm actually wearing the brace right now. So, how long does it I should be better. Like fully recovered, should be better, but I don't know. I mean, it was scary looking. Um and then I made progress really fast at first, and then now, like, that it's mostly healed, but not quite. I'm just not like fully healing really quick. I don't know, you guys. Anyway, I like birthdays in a general sense because they are a reminder to celebrate your own existence, a reminder to value yourself. And I do. I value myself quite a darn book. So, yay me, I exist. Woo! Yeah, I can accept that, homebody, like mentally, but it feels, especially given how quickly I made progress at the beginning. Like, I had surgery on Monday and I was back at school on the scooter on Wednesday. I was like, it was nothing. I was feeling great. I knew I would be off my ankle. It was as close to fine as I could have gotten, and I made steady progress all the way through the next couple of months. And then now that I'm pretty much mobile again, it's like, oh yeah, every now and then it's just gonna twinge you, and you're gonna worry about it. And it just, yeah, just given the I guess it's like the long tail type, you know, um, type thing. All right. So anyway, my birthday. That was a good thing that happened, and I'm happy about it. I'm glad I made it another year. And it's nice to have that reminder to honor myself and celebrate myself. And I hope that each of you will take, even though presumably it wasn't your birthday on Sunday, and a couple of people I know have had birthdays recently. I do appreciate Facebook for that. Thank you, Facebook reminders. But use this as a reminder to celebrate yourself, even though it wasn't your birthday. Every day can be a day to celebrate yourself and to make the world a better place, and just by being you. Yay. Okay, so that's a happy thing. All right, next, scrolling up. Really, apparently I should have zoomed out a little bit more. All right, so I'm gonna do it again because it's cut off there. All right, so, okay, nope. Click on it. I'll go this way. Man, that's really big. But then if I do this, I take off the Alt key. All right, fingers crossed, this should work. Go small, it's working the way I want it to. Pretty happy about that. Although I think for next time I can see the, I'm pointing this way, but I should point that way for it to show up correctly. I guess this is where I'll have to remember that it's by my left shoulder. I can see the 2 isn't indented far enough, and I can see the edge of the actual purple screen. It's a little stripe of lighter purple there. Can't have that. It does match nicely with what I'm wearing today. I did not plan this out. I just wore purple because it's a little bit chilly today. It's like it was in the low to mid 60s, and I walked from my car down to the library, and I parked a few blocks away because it would be free. And I wanted something nice and toasty. I was like, I'll wear the purple sweater. And then I was like, I'll wear the purple necklace and earrings that my mommy got me. Anyway, the total nuance feeling taste. Oh, ain't it the truth? So anyway, the Black Joy Project. So when I was looking for news that I could have in the stream, I found out about this. Now, it's been in existence since I think 2018, but this is not exactly a program, but like a NGO. It's an organization that the Black Joy Project exists to find and highlight examples of Black excellence and Black joy and resilience, and using those as encouragement. I kind of hesitate to say inspiration because that's sort of overused and kind of dodgy these days. Inspiration when we're all freaking exhausted. So the Black Joy Project and all of these, the news articles and things that the news stories and stuff that I'm sharing, I will have links to down in the description after the stream. So, Cleaver Cruise, the Black Joy Project. I hope that's showing up correctly. It is good. He created this back in scroll. Maybe I looked it up on a different one. So businesses and organizations and personal stories about things that people have done to better themselves and their communities. For example, if you're familiar with C.J. Walker, who was the first Black woman who was a millionaire, I think maybe a multimillionaire, and she sold hair care products for Black women who don't benefit from the same hair care products that white women do because their hair texture is different. And so her great granddaughter has been continuing the family business, and they're creating a new line of products and designed not just to help Black women conform to white beauty standards, but also to find joy in themselves. And that can be challenging to navigate because, I mean, you do get, I don't want to, not attention, what's the word I'm looking for? Approval from, a white dominated society by conforming to its beauty standards. So there is resistance in subverting that, but at the same time, there can be pushback for it. So, it's definitely tough to navigate. And another example from the article is Kenzo Brooks and a little boy who saw that Antonio looked like him and he was in a movie. And so that image has been has gone viral and is being celebrated. He's a little cute boy. He's got little curls and big eyes and a cute little smile. And so he got really excited to see that he had representation. And so again, it reinforces the idea that representation does matter, even if it's a made up story. That doesn't mean that it doesn't matter. So I'll share more of those, and also a link to the project website as well, where it continues and you can find out more about the Black Joy Project and a way to inform yourselves as well. All right, so here and scroll again. This is a big one. This is important. So I saw about this on Thursday, I think, because they were starting to count the votes and it was looking promising, but I actually didn't have a link for it until like an hour ago because I didn't want to include the link to the story about maybe it's going to happen because I was like, well, we'll finish counting the vote by Saturday, surely. So, there were actually 2 union votes for Amazon warehouses this past week. There was also one in Bessemer, Alabama. That one did not succeed. But Staten Island did. And there's another one, I think, in New York. I can't remember where it is off the top of my head, but maybe I'll, wait, where's my pens? Where are my pens? Where's my pen? Here's one. I will make a note to myself. Also link to other Amazon vote. I'll try to find that and put it in the comments, so for posterity, and hopefully that one will succeed as well, because unions, yay. I mean, unions aren't perfect because guess what, they're made up of people, but there were a couple of things that were really interesting about this particular union vote. It was organized by the workers themselves. I mean, that's just huge. A lot of times union organizers or labor organizers will get help from like actual other unions. And they didn't in this case. Additionally, they only had, they went into the vote and they'd only had about 30% of the workforce like on their side, initially, like verbally on their side. And they're just like, okay, let's go for it. And a lot of, generally that's considered like going in and not knowing, you want to know ahead of time that your work isn't going to be in vain, because especially if corporate gets the idea that, you don't actually have the numbers that you need, it makes it easier for them to squish you. And just the fact that they were successful, it's possible. I mean, it's hard to prove it, but I can't help thinking that maybe those two things are related. That the fact that they don't have outside organization coming in and saying, hey, you guys need a union, may actually have worked in their favor. That the people organizing this were the ones who were on the floor with them, the ones who were working beside them, saying, hey, yes, we're doing this. We want a union. And so it's really exciting. It'll be interesting and a little scary. I'm not even in the union, and I'm just like, please, 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 please have it work out. And I'm hopeful, but again, nervous. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I think Amazon is going to petition the National Labor Relations Board to have the vote recounted. They're saying, blah blah blah, kind of Trumpishly, well, we don't trust this vote. We want to recount. Whatever, Amazon. Anyway, support workers. So, and I will have a link to that. Okay, so I'm peeking back in the chat real quick. Yeah, the 60s is warm, but it was also cloudy. So, I wore a dark color, but I didn't have a whole lot of sun on me, and it was a little breezy. So, oh, seriously. Wow. Yeah. Growing up in Pennsylvania, I mean, we had like the Molly Maguires. So yeah, I've always been, I mean, as far back as I can remember, I've been pro-union. 'Cause like, I just don't get it. I don't understand why you wouldn't be. I can understand like not wanting to pay dues. I can totally understand that. Like, I don't like paying. I'm so cheap. I'm so cheap. But unions as a concept, workers, people cooperating, just in general, I'm in favor of that. That's great. Workers cooperating with each other to make sure that they are not mistreated. Okay, I mean, because, and the other thing is, like, if workers, if they demand raises that make the company unprofitable and unsustainable, and the company folds, then like those workers are still out of a job. Like, they're not going to do something that ruins the company, or at least they're not going to do that on purpose. I mean, sometimes things don't work out the way you want them to, but like, things that benefit the worker benefit the company. And there are also unions who that will defend bad workers to the detriment of other workers. And that, of course, is not right either, because, it should be for all the workers. And when you've got somebody who's not pulling their weight, or somebody who is, doesn't really want to be there, or who isn't good at their job and needs help, or whatever, like, making them a better worker benefits the other workers, not just, the investors. Phew. Yeah, oh gosh, I don't see any wrenches. Golly, behave yourselves. I miss having Sarah around to, yell at people. I'll have to do it all myself. Yeah, it is definitely very much a labor market. How exciting. Yeah. All right, so next. All right, scrolling. Oh yeah! This was really wild, and it posted, I didn't see it until yesterday, but it had posted the day before. So apparently there is a pod of whales that has been singing Beethoven's Ninth. They've been singing the Ode to Joy. Like, how amazing is that? Like, I mean, no shade on other species or like what you like, but it's really cool that something that has been so popular among humans for like a really long, relatively long time, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, certainly multiple lifetimes, and whales are like, yeah, we like that too, and don't get ahead of yourself, Buster. Yeah, Beethoven's Ode to Joy, Scott. I mean, it absolutely blows my mind. And it took researchers a little while to figure it out because they noticed that they noticed patterns in the whale's song, the whale's communication. We've known for a while that they use these songs to communicate, but apparently they're also just using it to be like, we like this. They're just like, it's like when you're in the car and you're singing along to the radio. It is, I know, it's just absolutely amazing. So I will nerd out a little bit and say that the Ode to Joy itself is not my favorite part of the ninth. It's the fourth movement is the only one that has the choral part, but the Ode to Joy is just a small part of that. And my favorite part is, alas, a part that I never get to sing in. Well, I mean, I would love to join a chorale. I mean, mostly just to do that one. I would love to get back into singing again because it's just such a wonderful communal experience. I would my favorite ever is Gounod's Messe Solennelle. That was absolutely transcendent. I can't. It was amazing. Um, the crescendo in the Sanctus movement, absolutely amazing. There was just it builds like, I mean, you have these repeated phrases, these refrains. And so we went through this one line, and each phrase of it added on another layer. So like the basses started off with Pleni sunt Celli, and then the next it's from a mass, which is, so it's pretty common ish. And so basses started off with Pleni sunt Celli, and then basses and tenors sang Celli et Terra, and then the altos joined in with Gloria Tua, and then we repeated the whole thing, adding the sopranos with Gloria Tua, and then we went into Sanctus, Sanctus Dominus, and I think I've actually talked about it on the stream before. It's just absolutely amazing. And so the build, and there's also this crescendo, and the music is swelling, and our director's in front of us, and I don't even know if I was fully on key, because like we get to the Sanctus and you're just like singing out, and it's not just, it was not just being in the music, because I've been in orchestra and I've been in band and I've been in chorales before, and that happens a lot and it's awesome. But this was different because this was like being the music, and it was absolutely, like I said, transcendent. So in Beethoven's Ninth, my favorite part is the Freudig. Starts off with it starts with the tenors, but it's just the guys who sing it. Wie seine Sonnen fliegen, wie seine Sonnen fliegen. Anyway, I don't know what it's actually called. And that's my favorite part. It's so fun, it's bouncy, and it's only the guys who get to sing it. It sounds like a bar song. And of course, it's in German. So, I mean, I can just picture a bunch of guys at a big old bar, and it's dark, taverny, and they're like, holding their steins, and they're just belting out this song. And yeah, it's awesome. So anyway, apparently the song, the version of it the whales like, is not quite the part of it that is my favorite, but that's okay. Maybe the whales are more familiar with it because the Ode to Joy itself is probably the most, maybe the Messiah beats it out. I don't know. What do you think? It's really, really well known though. So maybe it's just, now Ghost Wheel, I'm really curious about this. Ode to Joy is more of a dolphin song. How come? I'm interesting. Why about that? I don't know. Alrighty. Anyway, so yeah, that just absolutely blew my mind, and I thought it was delightful, and I wanted to share with you guys. So I'm glad that you find it delightful too. Also, yeah, it's totally a Star Trek thing because cetaceans. Scrolly, scrolly, scrolly. Ah, yes, yes. Okay, so recently I think the House also decriminalized marijuana, but I'm less optimistic about that passing the Senate because that one went the other way. That it was only Democrats who voted for it, and some of the Democrats voted against it, if I remember correctly. So the House passed the insulin price cap bill, and yay, still has to pass the Senate. But in addition to the fact that it passed, it wasn't completely bipartisan. It was still all the Democrats in favor of it, but there were some Republicans who voted for it as well. And it's encouraging in the sense that I think that we won't have to worry about Manchin and Sinema voting against it. And we may even get a few Republican senators to vote for it as well. And knowing that helps us to know who to continue pushing, who to lean on for other things that we want to get passed as well. Because again, if we can secure just a couple of Republican votes, Manchin at least, Manchin I think is the one who keeps pushing for, we have to be bipartisan. So if we can get a couple of Republican votes, then he'll vote for stuff. Oh, buddy, I disagree about needing an age limit. Especially as I've been a teacher for a long time now. There is a sense at which you feel like your experience becomes devalued because, well, you're old and you're a fossil, and so you don't know anything. Well, experience should matter. And Scott, that's true. The insurance copay was capped. So that arguably makes for it makes for a more reasonable argument for expanding, doing the Medicare expansion, and then pushing for a public health option. I'm not a fossil yet, homebody, but I mean, I hope one day to be old enough to be considered a fossil, and while still alive, shoot, I'll live forever. So yeah, I was gratified to see that there were Republican members of Congress who were willing to vote for that. The fact that many weren't, I mean, I didn't even look. I didn't even bother trying to find out whether my member of the House of Representatives voted for it. Like, I didn't look. I'm assuming that Marjorie Taylor Greene didn't. Please, please. Hopefully this is something that will convince people to vote for whoever the Democratic candidate ends up being. So we've got several great ones. Honestly, I'm not sure who I'm going to vote for in the primaries. So maybe you guys can help me figure that out in the upcoming weeks. All right, and last, but definitely not least, so prepare to tell me in the chat about the wonderful things that have happened to you or other articles that you're familiar with that have happened and that I've missed out on. Last but not least, very important, I want spring break, you guys. And not only that, it really is a break. I think this is the first time that I can remember in my teaching career that I actually, I busted it last week, you guys. And I didn't get completely caught up on my grading, but I got enough done that I've told the students I'm not going to be doing any grading over spring break. None. That is the plan. I don't know. I mean, maybe something will happen. I'll be like, I need to see things. Da-da-da. I have my computer with me, my school computer, but not only am I saying I'm not going to grade anything, but I don't feel any pressure to. And I don't have words for that, you guys. Let's take a look. Thanks, Scott G. I don't see Marjorie Taylor Greene's name on there. Ask me if I'm surprised, you guys. Am I surprised? No. No, I'm not surprised. Not at all. Not even the teensy weensiest little freaking bit. Not at all. None. So, let's go to general use. Bum-bum, so you can see the rest. Da-da-da. So, hi everybody. What has been awesome for you? What's wrong with the Neolithic era, dude? I mean, come on. So, yeah. In addition, I also have tater tots. I've got a whole week. Probably on Monday, we are going to go to the used bookstore. I'm going to see if I can get some more Octavia Butler. Next Thursday, I get to go to my literature class. Very excited. I'm a chapter into Song of Solomon, the Toni Morrison novel, not the book in the Bible. We're going to be studying chapters 3 through 5, so I've got to read 4 more chapters. It's kind of slow going because it's not like a traditional story. So I'm sort of thinking about it on my way through and going kind of slow. Hi, Matthew. I've already gone through the 6 things, so you can see those on the, recorded stream if you want to, or you can just chit-chat here. Wow. So Scott, is your oldest graduating this semester? Because that's going to be really soon. And gosh, graduation is so expensive. It's ridiculously expensive. Like, a graduation robe is like, why are they so expensive? Why? Like, just hire a cosplayer to sew one for you. You'll get better material. It'll be nicer and it'll look great. Oh, Madeline, that's so awesome. Congratulations, and I hope it continues to go delightfully. So, 2 months. 2 months? Really? 2 months? April and May? Like, all of May? I mean, usually colleges get out before we do, and we get out just right around Memorial Day. And that's pretty early for high school. Looking at grad school, oh man. I haven't done a video on it yet, but I've got some serious feels about grad school. There's a professor out at Stanford that I would love to study with, but it's like you can either get your doctorate just for the sole purpose of bumping up your step pay as a classroom teacher, or you can go into doctoral research, but only if you leave the classroom. It's kind of like administration. I would love to see department heads or team leads at the elementary or middle school level be sort of an interim administrative position where you get one less prep and you have an additional planning period. You have one fewer course that you're going to teach and you have an additional planning period. And that period is for your administrative duties. And additionally, I would love to see assistant principals have just one class per year that they teach so that they stay in the classroom just for one class period. Just one. I think that would spread out some of the responsibilities more, so it's not just all on a few people, and you would have more people to get stuff done, and it would help teachers, especially in terms of your department heads and team leads. It would keep them more aware of what's going on in administration and make them and then their departments, their colleagues, hopefully more sympathetic to what administration has to deal with. Likewise, it keeps administrators more tied to the classroom and more aware of, what the classroom community is like. It's so easy to forget. So I feel kind of the same way about getting a master's or a doctorate, that if you're really going to pursue learning something or doing research that adds to the profession, you have to leave the classroom in order to do it. You have to make it like your full-time pursuit. And it's just not, that's just not feasible. And also it takes you out of the classroom, which is like, I don't know. I don't know. I can understand, wanting to devote, there should be a place for that, wanting to devote yourself to the research. But at the same time, like even at Stanford, they say, well, it's a full-time gig. But then they say, oh, but you can be a TA. So, whoa, Ghost Wheel, congratulations on your youngest upcoming nuptials. Nuptials? Not really sure. Anyway, forgive me for my mispronunciation. And oh yeah, gosh, I'm so sorry. Ramadan Mubarak. Yeah, so Ramadan has just started. Ramadan? Not sure about my vowels. Most of all this I see like in words, on the screen, not hearing, reading. I do a lot of reading. So yeah. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. You weren't prepared for that side of me. I'm not sure what side. We were just talking about, since this season is now over, we were talking about the upcoming live stream for that. And I was thinking about, I don't actually remember the last one. But I do remember that the end of the last season was, the time skip ahead and resolving things and Lenore going away. And Ensign Johnson, having the whole, reality shift. I miss Lenore. Playing a villain is just like so much fun. It's so much fun. And I really enjoy Lieutenant Clifton. And I enjoy Tina a lot. And I've enjoyed the other characters that I've played. But, man, Lenore was fun, you guys. Yeah, that doesn't... Simply putting more vowels in doesn't help. If you make a parallel to, like, is it the ah and father or the ah and bat, that'll help. If you connect it to a word that, like, an easy word that I know the pronunciation of, then I'm good. Sorry, on third syllable. Oh, like, see, I went past it. Like, bath? Like, bath? No. That's a short A. Like a long A is the way we say A. Like in the word Hay, hey. There's no way it's like that. Ramadane? Ah as in father. Thank you. Yeah, because here, I don't say bath. That's like the UK version of it. I'm a Yankee. I'm, live in Georgia, but I'm still a Yankee. Thank you. Always will be. Like, not quite like the candle, not quite that far north, but solidly Pennsylvania Dutch. Oz and Ramadan. Okay. I feel like saying it Ramadan is like the Yankee, the ignorant American version of it. Bath. This is the sheep party. I can't. Steve, do you know how many windows I have open? I still have my Saturday 6 window open. And then I've got OBS. And then I'll have the channel open here. And then I've got my notepad with the links in it that I'm going to put in at the end of the stream. I have too many windows. If I try to Google it, then I'm gonna screw things up. It's stressful, you guys. I have too many windows, and OBS just doesn't like me. I'm not a professional YouTuber like some people. On the other hand, I have potatoes, so I'm happy. And I don't really have a whole lot else to say. Yep, I think that's it. So don't forget, let's see. I think the charity links are already down there in the description, so it's always a good idea to help people out if you have the opportunity to do so. Helping people is good. Don't forget that if you saw the reference to the Ensign's Log and you got no idea what the heck that is, but you like Star Trek, or you like comedy, or and you don't mind swearing and, you know, some raunchy humor here and there and here and there and kind of all over. And there's the Ensign's Log, the Let Me Listen podcasts, and I'm in the Ensign's Log, and you can get caught up on those if you have a fair amount of time. And we're going to do, I think, after my next podcast, Saturday after next, because it's every other Saturday, we're going to do the Ensign's Log live stream. No, not podcast. After my next live stream, this thing. After the next one, we're going to do the Ensign's Log live stream on Steve's channel, and Jason will join us for that, so you'll actually get to see Jason. Normally he's just this voice, but you'll get to see him. Like, we get to see him all the time because we're on Skype with that. So anyway, we're going to do that, and that's Saturday after next. Now, next Wednesday, don't forget, I will be doing Trek Reluctantly, and that's Wednesday on Steve's channel at 6 p.m., and we're going to watch Deep Space Nine something, something, something. What are we watching, Steve? What's the next one? Matthew. I am not an NEA member. I am a member of, I can't remember what it's called. It's the other one. I guess it's like, it's the Georgia version of the AFT. And we don't have any, we don't do collective bargaining. And we aren't allowed to strike. Mostly it's like a lobbying group. Also, they do provide they provide litigation insurance, so that's helpful. Hey Andrew. Oh, now I've got a wrench. Enjoy the tutors and enjoy your stew, home buddy. So yeah, next Wednesday is Trek Reluctantly. We're watching the Jem'Hadar, the second season. Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember the thing. We're watching the second season finale of DS9. The season 2 finale. And let's see. Oh yeah, and if you want to support me either as a teacher or just the channel or whatever, you can become a patron. And if you are a patron, then you get to hear me say wordy words, because like I have little videos that I do called the Swear Jar, in which I just sort of, there is less of a filter. It's not completely unfiltered. It's not OnlyFans, y'all, but it's like, I say it's like HBO. It's like I can swear there. And at, I think, the mid-tier and the top tier, you also get access to the podcast that I have started with, that Steve helps me out with, called The Commute, where we record my drive to school and my drive home from school. And I actually make an effort to have a conversation, because sometimes it's just driving quietly and we don't talk much. But yeah, we talk about just how my day's gone and what's going on. And I swear at people who, for whatever reason, decide that it is okay to travel in the passing lane. So, I don't know. I certainly hope that something is not a better episode than the Jem'Hadar. But I don't know, because I haven't seen it yet. Anywho, hope you're doing good too, Andrew. I think that's it for tonight. It's 6:45, and I'm going to finish off the rest of my tape cuts. Bye, everybody. Don't forget to leave me a comment. Tell me about what lovely things have been happening for you.